Just when we thought the James Charles and Kayla Malecc situation couldn't get any worse, it did. As most know, she shared her entire abuse story about what Evan Johnson did to her on TikTok, and James Charles got dragged into it on allegations that he slept with Kayla's ex, Evan Johnson. And if all that wasn't already bad enough, the person who exposed James Charles for allegedly sleeping with Evan, which is Kayla's ex who abused her, whose name was Zach Sellers, is now being accused of being a pedophile. Yeah, this isn't just a recap, this is a plot twist nobody saw coming. To recap, Kayla, who's a pretty well-known YouTuber on here as well as TikTok, essentially released a video here on YouTube called He Doesn't Love You that detailed the physical and emotional abuse that Evan Johnson, her now ex, gave her. It was raw, it was emotional, and the internet stood behind her. She was met with overwhelming support. Evan was immediately casted as the abuser, and Kayla's bravery was praised across many platforms. But the drama doesn't stop there. Allegations began to circulate that James Charles slept with Evan, who was Kayla's ex, who abused her.
He was like, well, all we done was off together. Then he goes, money's money. Then shortly after, where he was so drunk, there is, let's just say, something on his phone, and they did have sex.
So Evan had gotten drunk and then showed you on Snapchat or on his phone. There is like a quick clip.
Yes.
And fans didn't hesitate to press that unfollow button, as we all know James Charles' history with him and young boys. James stayed silent for 2 weeks, and during that time he lost millions of followers across all platforms. But nothing came until it suddenly did. James originally said he wasn't going to say anything until after Kayla went to court, and as soon as she did and she won, he responded and he said this:
I do not support Evan Johnson in any way, shape, or form, and let me make that fucking clear. I don't support him, I don't support violence against women, and I sure as hell do not support the disgusting, deplorable, violent, heinous acts that he committed against Kayla Malecc behind closed doors.
He literally denied every connection people were saying he had to Evan. He also mentioned that he does not support Evan and he does not condone abuse. And he also said that he had no idea what Evan was doing to Kayla behind the scenes. But of course, people aren't believing him. He has a history with this type of thing, if you know, you know. And if this whole situation wasn't messy enough, Zach Sellers, who's the person who originally started the rumor about James Charles sleeping with Evan Johnson, Kayla's abuser, is being accused of being a pedophile.
The James Charles situation going on, and name that keeps getting brought up is Zach Sellers. Now, me and Zach Sellers have interacted before when I was a minor and he was a full-grown adult lying about his age. And now this one is when I was still 14, and with proof and a timestamp that I found that he was lying about his age. Not only would he do that, he would ask for pictures constantly and send unsolicited pictures of himself. He's a disgusting person who deserves nothing.
The very person who fueled the fire around James is now facing horrifying allegations himself. Some are questioning the credibility of the original claim, others think everyone involved is problematic. Now, people aren't just debating James Charles, they're questioning the whole chain of events. Who's telling the truth? Who's manipulating the story? And is Kayla caught in the middle of something bigger? A lot of people have actually started to turn on Zach Sellers and say he's an unreliable source because he literally tried to profit off of Kayla being abused. Meanwhile, Kayla hasn't publicly addressed the Zach Sellers or James Charles situation, but only hinted at the situation. She said she plans on speaking about the whole situation soon, but the silence is building pressure and the internet is holding its breath.
And then I know there's also a whole other topic being talked about online. Bitch, trust me, I have a For You page too. It's all over my For You page. It's all over your For You page. I'm watching this shit like it's not my life. Like, he did what to her ex? Yes, I know. Okay? Yeah, I have some shit to say, but yeah.
So here's where we're at now. Kayla's story is still unfolding. James Charles denies everything. Zach Sellers is currently under fire. And thank God, Evan Johnson is finally in jail. Unfortunately, I have to say this. There's no ending yet. Just more questions and more chaos, as apparently James Charles is now taking Zach Sellers to court to settle the situation. Because again, Zach is who started all the rumors. So one thing's clear, this update I just gave you guys just proves this story is far from over.